Today we're making this very simple yet impressive looking ombre plant hanger. On your metal ring, center your 3 black 90-inch strands of cotton cord. Then do the same with your 3 90-inch strands of white cord, making sure to stack it directly on top. On your smaller 40-inch strand of white cord, I like to tie an overhand knot on each end. Then with a hair clip, I like to clamp that onto my rings. Now the hair clip is really not necessary, however it does make this gathering knot a lot easier. To tie a gathering knot, make a loop, and then we're going to take the long tail end and we're going to wrap it all the way down to the bottom of our loop. Now you want to wrap it snug but not too tight, otherwise you're going to have a hard time with the next step. Once you wrap to the bottom, place your tail end through the loop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release our hair clip and pull the top strand all the way up, and this will hide our end right in the center of our gathering knot. Once you've pulled your loop up into the center of your gathering knot, trim your ends, and then what I like to do is use the ends of my scissors and stuff any frayed bits into the gathering knot. Next, grab 2 strands of white cords and 2 strands of black. And what we're going to do is tie a square knot around our black cords. To tie a square knot, make a loop with your left cord, then with your right cord, wrap it behind and through the loop of your left. Then we're going to repeat one more time on the opposite side. So make a loop on your right this time, and then with your left cord, place it behind and through the loop of your right. We will be tying 15 square knots down our black cords. Also, if I'm going too fast for you, feel free to adjust the speed of this video by tapping the 3 dots on the top right corner. Next, repeat the same process with the remaining cords. We should have 3 arms on our plant hanger. With a tapestry needle or a yarn needle, mine's a yarn needle, thread one of your white cords through your needle. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up through 2 of these bars or a full square knot. And make sure you're threading this up through the back of your arm, not in the front. We want to hide this. Snip off your excess rope really close to the arm and be very careful not to snip anything else. You want your ends to be very flush to the back of the arm of your plant hanger. Now to secure it, I'm going to use fabric glue, but you don't have to use fabric glue if you don't have it. You can just use hot glue or super glue, but I have fabric glue, so that's what I'm going to use. And we're just going to smear it onto the ends of our rope here. Next, slide on all 3 wooden beads, and then with our gray cord, we're going to fold it in half, just like so. And we're going to take the center loop end and we're going to place it just behind our black cord underneath our wooden beads. And what we're going to do here is tie another square knot, pretending like it was attached all along. And you guessed it, we're going to be tying 15 square knots using the gray cord. Normally, tying square knots on like this with the intent of using it for a weighted project is really not a good idea. However, because we have the black cords running all throughout the center of this, it's actually quite secure and very strong. I thought I was quite clever with this design. Now that we've finished all 3 arms, we're not going to snip off the ends of our gray cord. We're going to do something a little different. Look how amazing it looks already. It's not every day that you can do an ombre without using dip dye. Next, we're going to take our black cord and we're going to fold it in half. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie our square knots similar to what we did with the gray cord, only this time we're going to tie it around the gray and the black cord. So our filler cords are now 1 gray cord and 1 black cord, and this is going to make it a lot more sturdy and a lot easier to hide our ends. Plus, having the gray peek through really adds to the ombre effect. So we're going to be tying 5 square knots, and we're going to repeat the same thing to the other side. And of course, repeat the same thing on our other arms, so it should look like this. Now we can go ahead and take our gray cord here and snip it right off. And be very careful not to snip any of the black. You can secure it with more fabric glue if you like, however, I find it not necessary. But this is your plant hanger, so you do what you feel is right. Now we're going to join our arms together. So we're going to take the 2 outside cords and we're going to tie a square knot around the 4 inside cords. Now I should mention, before you join it together, you might want to double check to see if your pot will fit. My pot is 4 inches in diameter, so 5 square knots at the top here is what fits for me, and then I'm tying 6 square knots right now to join them together. In the cord measurements I have at the beginning of this pattern, you have lots to work with, so if you need to adjust it, feel free, you've got plenty of rope. Okay, so now with our 40-inch strand of black rope, I'm going to tie a gathering knot right at the very bottom here. And don't forget, you want to wrap it snug but not too tight, otherwise you're going to have a difficult time pulling our loop end up through the center of our gathering knot. Then snip off the excess ends and then trim the bottom of your plant hanger. If you love this pattern, I think you'll also love my vintage inspired plant hanger. It's an oldie but a goodie. I'll leave the link to that video on the screen now, and I'll see you over there.